Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is June 18th, 2021. This is episode 337. Today we're looking at the Cimmerian. Iron Shadows in the Moon is the arc. This is written and drawn by Virginie Augustine. I hope I said that correctly. This comes out from Ablaze Comics. It's number 3 in the arc, the final chapter, and it's part of Robert E. Howard's Savage Hero Uncensored line for Ablaze. So I've been enjoying the Cimmerian. The last arc, which was the Frost Giant's Daughter, was also a recommend. It was a total different team on this, but this story was as good as well. I really did enjoy this. It's more of a thinking man's Conan in this case. Real quick here, they give you a nice blurb about Conan and the author, the original author, Robert E. Howard. And here I'll give you a synopsis of what this arc's about so far. Besieged on all sides, Conan and the beautiful Olivia must escape from the island. But that is easier said than done. While being pursued by a band of bloodthirsty pirates, iron statues that come to life in the moonlight, and something inhumanly strong stalking them in the woods. Time is running out, and the enemies are piling up in the epic conclusion of this tale. Haha. So the letter on this was Desi Ciente, and the cover artist was Christian DeBerry, Virginie Augustine, and I think these other people were the variant cover. So take one quick look at this again. You can see we've got this. This is one of the iron statues they're talking about that are activated in the moonlight, if moonlight strikes them. All right. If you recall the last issue, Conan had defeated the captain of the pirates. He was this huge hulking guy, and he thought that would make him captain of the pirates, but they took him captive and stuck him in the temple. Meanwhile, his girl Olivia, who he met when they were both kind of the last survivors of their each other's epic, they banded together, came to this desert, this island that they thought was deserted, but is turning out to be have some weird stuff with it. Plus, the pirates arrived on top of it. So as Olivia's watching the proceedings down at the temple, she sees this figure in the back, and she just freaks out and takes off. It's a huge figure, obviously. She falls down the mountainside a little bit, and she is at the bottom of the temple, and she just kind of waits it out down there. And she sees the pirates are having their fires, and then they all go to sleep. As finally they are asleep, she creeps into the temple, and that's where Conan is tied up. She's able to get a knife from one of the sleeping pirates and cut the ropes, but she's very wary of the statues because she had a dream of these things coming to life. They creeped her out so bad, and that's the reason they didn't stay at the temple in the first place. So as they start to move away, she says the moon's out. She sees the eyes are glowing, so they're going to try to get out of the temple as quick as possible, and they do escape. Suddenly, there's a figure, attacks them, and grabs Conan by the leg, and he appears to be some giant gorilla, just really huge and very, very strong. Conan's able to chop off one of his arms, a little goring scene, and then repeatedly stabs him as the gorilla has got him in a grasp, and he's able to take him down and get away, get his sword back. Meanwhile, they hear the birds in the jungle just going super crazy, and they go back to the temple, and we see what's going on here is all these iron statues have come to life, and they're just slaying the pirates that are outside the temple. So Olivia and Conan decide to take off for the shoreline and take the pirates' boat, who they've left in the shore there. And meanwhile, the pirates come back, And Conan's already on board. He's got new clothes. He just say, no, you can't come on board. And then they say, well, what if we become your crew? And he says, all right, come on board. And they sail off from the Devil's Island. In the meantime, we get this blood-dripping iron statue back in its place in the temple, and that's the end. So, really riveting story. The art was really nice. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, yeah, this is a recommend. The whole arc is. The drawings remind me a lot of the newspaper action comic strips they used to put in there. The detail and everything. I mean, look at that. That's wonderful. Just really nice stuff. So there you go. This will get the Indie Comics Good Excavating seal of approval. I just want to mention they give you the short story in chapters that accompany these pages. They did the same thing with the first Cimmerian arc, which is really great. You can just go ahead and read those and get more of the visual detail of what the artist and writer of the comic worked off of. And we also get another Eros/Psyche #1 preview. I did a flip through on this book. I think I've mentioned that before. It didn't really do too much for me. It's about a couple girls at an elite school for elites, and I think they're both witches. Then we get an ad for Gung Ho, which is the Teenage Walking Dead. And we get our variant covers. You can take a good look at that. In fact, I think the one that they gave us on the regular cover is pretty awesome. The last issue that I did review, I put that cover on my thumbnail, and YouTube actually banned it. But you can see it if you watch the review for that one. That's the second issue in this arc. Next issue, and this would be a brand new arc here, The Man-Eaters of Zambula, and featuring the Cimmerian, who are Conan, and this one we've got a full naked woman here. I'll give you a quick brief what they're telling here. A crossroads of beliefs, languages, and cultures, the mythical trading center city of Zambula is also the scene of many dark legends. Upon paying the city a visit, Conan is warned of the dangers of the Aram Bash's home. It is said that most of the foreigners who stay there disappear under obscure circumstances, and it's precisely there that the Cimmerian is spending the night. By lifting the veil on the mysterious cases of kidnappings, the Cimmerian will discover another secret, even more terrible, linked to the whole city of Zambula. So it looks like it's the same artist and writer as last time, so I am intrigued. I think I'll check that out when it does come out, and we get this final Omitra, the moon is out. That was kind of their, oh my God, the moon is out. So there's your little ablaze there. So yes, this is a recommend. Conan and Olivia, you did a great job in this one. And there you go. You will get the Good Excavating seal of approval given out only by Indie Comics Jones on this particular channel. Expect the best when you tune in. Thanks for stopping by and listening to this review. As always, please like, please subscribe, please leave comments. And we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.